Back again.
All right, back again. We're like a bad smell. We don't go anywhere. You know what I mean? Brother, I just
For sure.
first of all, I just want to say thank you, man. Like, honestly, like, I think I'm beginning only just recently beginning to realize how much I value honest and deep and raw conversation. It's just like someone's able to hold space to, let's
Uh,
be honest, talk to a stranger via
yeah,
the internet,
yeah,
about deep level shit. It's um it's a really rad ride, mate. It's quite surreal sometimes. I really got to pinch myself, and it smacks me in the face. I'm like a super emotional guy, so I'm the guy that'll just start crying randomly. You're like, "What's up?" And I was like, "I'm just so happy." It's
yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah.
I'm a weird creature, but anyway, like I just want to
That's not
start off by
weird.
saying thank you.
Yeah, I'm I need to thank you. You were the one who randomly wrote me like, "Do you mind talking to me?" And I was like, "Yeah, not at all." Let's start.
Yeah, man.
It needs people like you, just like that are open, that are okay. Let's speak to that man. Yeah,
Thank you,
it's
brother.
nice.
I appreciate
Thanks for
that.
the opportunity.
Appreciate that a lot, man. Like I really do. So thank you. I got a pretty big question though, something that I keep asking myself quite a
Sure.
lot.
Yeah.
And I've only had the opportunity to ask a couple of people so far. So I'm interested in your response.
Okay.
What does it mean to be man enough?
Okay. I don't think I understand the question right. What does it mean to be man enough to do what? To
You know how the term man up is thrown around?
not? I don't
Oh,
know
maybe it's an
this
English thing.
could be to be man
Oh,
enough. It's like um what does it what does it mean to be a man? Something like
no,
that. You
no. Usually like how do I dissect this? You know how it's like you've got to be a rock and nothing phases you. You're there to provide and be the responsible one and the hard one and you don't talk about things and you kind of get things done.
Mhm.
So what does that responsibility entail for you? What is that about? What does a functioning male, because we're all hard. I think all human beings are bad motherfuckers. I think we're all savages, right?
Yes.
We just most of the time we dumb ourselves down or we don't allow ourselves to kind of reach that potential. And I
Mhm.
think like I'll look at a lady on the street and I'll be like, you are a savage. Why? Because you got up and you got to work by 7 a.m. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Like you are
Yeah.
there rocking hard.
Yeah.
So what
It
does
needs
it
power to
mean?
do that.
Yeah, it's not easy, man.
No. It's always you just see someone and you think maybe, okay, you've done nothing special at all in your life. You just worked and provided a family. Just it's not
Yeah,
just.
yeah.
It's very hard to keep ourselves alive to eat
Hmm.
by eating, go to work, um, do something for the community, and otherwise out of that it's all power. You need strength to do all this stuff,
Hmm.
and this term man up, so you're a man and you don't speak about your problems. That's in I would say, my personal view, that's complete bullshit.
Hmm.
um Everyone has the need to talk and should have the opportunity to talk about everything he has on his mind, because if we don't do it, we just dig ourselves deeper and deeper and deeper in holes. We don't need that. So I think a man is not strong when he doesn't show emotions, when he doesn't um, um, when he doesn't talk about his mental problems or problems at all. I think you're a very strong individual when you when you talk about that,
Mm.
when you can show your vulnerable side,
Mm-hmm.
because even when I've got someone in front of me who doesn't care, who doesn't really can or want to help me, that's not a problem at all. I just try to tell it. I show you my vulnerable side, and after that, I'll never do it again. But I can work and live with that, and I'm working on myself, on my mental side, because I know I need that. And you're not strong when you don't show emotions. Emotions are such a powerful tool, so
Yeah.
don't dig them away. Actually, I did that in my teenage years. So you can't cry when you're in a cinema or watching movies like Titanic. You can't cry. That only girls do that.
Yeah.
It's so silly, and I did that so often that nowadays I I can't really cry. Sometimes I would like to, but I can't. Um, Silly me sometimes on some sport events, which could be very emotional when an old player retires and you're like, oh man, you did everything for the then I tear up
Yeah.
on that, and some other stuff I can't. I'm like rock hard and I don't like it at all. And I hope it comes back maybe, but I don't think you have to be uh, a, a rock mentally, um, physically. You just live your life the best way you can do it. Um, you give your best and only the best. Um, but you are the one uh, who who says what the best is, who defines what is your best, what you want to do, what you can do, and what you will do.
Mm.
And you don't need someone else to tell you what to do. Maybe you can get some inspiration from others to define your best, and you're like, okay, um not I can jump but not that high, but I'll try plus centimeters below that. So and you define your best and you do it, and then after that you define it again.
Mm. Mm. Like it's really funny. Like we have pretty similar stories in the sense of, trying to bottle things up. And I think a lot of people, especially young dudes, have the same story, eh? And um it's quite funny because I write as well, right? So that's kind of how I tap into that side.
Uh-huh.
And like recently I think I must have like found a key and unlocked the door, because it's like I'll do things now and I'll just start tearing up. And people are like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? I was like, no, there's not wrong with me, man. I just leak sometimes from the eyes, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm either happy or, fucking sad over something or whatever. And it's just like, all right, yeah, sound like it's 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 quite interesting. Um, like I try and take myself out of myself and observe the room when it happens.
Uh-huh.
Simply because, like, for example, I'll coach, and I'm actually wearing a jumper right now. It's with FAM. So we coach people living with disabilities, so whichever disability that is, right? And I
Uh-huh.
fucking love the job. And I'll be coaching in sign language, or I'll be coaching somebody with who's got pretty severe cerebral palsy in a power chair or something, and I'm coaching, and I'm having a great time, but I'm crying, right? And somebody's looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? And I'm just like, honestly, mate, I'm so fucking proud of these people and so fucking happy that they want to listen to the fucking words that come out of this West Manchester's lad's mouth,
Yeah.
and they're just like, oh, look at this guy. He's like as wide as a door frame, likes to slang and bang weights, but he's there just tearing up. And I was like, yeah, guys, like it's this weird roller coaster that kind of goes up and down. And I'm just like, well, guess what, man? That's called life. You got to live life on life's terms, not on your terms. You don't get to just ride this wave as high as possible and just stay up
Yeah.
there, man. Like if
Yeah.
you're up there, guess what, bitch? It's coming back down. And sometimes You got to feel what that bottom is, you know. You got to taste that mud. You got to smell the shit again and be like, oh, okay, this is what the dark kind of feels like. It's a bit cold in here, and the only thing I can talk to is my shadow. But guess what? It's gonna come back up again. And I think this weird roller coaster that we go on is something that we all shy away from. You know, it's kind of we we're kind of taught to shy away from it as well. Of like, let's just kind of stick between these train tracks,
Yeah.
these very narrow lines that we
And it's
can numb
only uphill.
ourselves. Oh, just smack
And
the
it's and
microphone.
it's and it's only uphill, these road. You only need to be good and feel good. But what I just wanted to add to your speech is like, I think you also give the room to express that someone can express his story to you
Yeah, man.
and express himself, and you let that happen. And then you're open to listen to the story of them, to their struggles and their achievements, and you're part of it. You let yourself be part of it, and after that you maybe it's just like someone can walk one step, and you're like tearing up because you know what that meant to the person. You like you know what the struggle were, the all the problems behind that. Every other guy in the gym just looks at it and is like, yeah, it's come on, it's one step.
Yeah.
I can bench 100 kilos here. And you know what is behind that, and that's maybe the magic behind it, because you let you you open a gap in your heart for them, for real, not like only on the outside. So yeah, I'm interested in you. Yeah, for sure, come. But yeah, you're open for that, and so it can touch you, and that's the best thing that can happen. That's so nice.
Yeah,
That's
man.
really great.
For sure, man. You know, and like passion, I think people just expressing passion in whatever the fuck they do, whether
Yeah,
somebody's like coloring in between the lines, playing football, or on stage speaking, like just passionate about what they do. Right. It's such a beautiful friggin' sight. You just see everything kind of light up, and it's just kind of like there's some beauty radiating behind their eyes. You know, it's like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
there's a human being in there. There's like that human being is feeling emotion, and it's kind of going up and down, and they're
yeah,
living rather than just this kind of fucking robot that just kind of is just monotone the whole way. And I'm like, is that really life, man? Like, I don't know. Maybe it is for you, and peace and happiness. Crack on. Like, I wish you all the best, you know, but like, I don't know that time. I don't know that life. Like, I go up and then I go all the way fucking down, and that's just kind of like that's the ride I'm on, bro. But I guess it's such a rad ride, dude. Like,
yeah.
life is
But
such a
it's
friggin' rad ride.
for sure, and it's so great when you actually found your passion. I think every human being has a passion.
Mhm.
But some of them didn't find it yet, or maybe are afraid to work in that passionate job, because maybe it's not wealthy enough. You can't you it's not a safe work environment, or you don't get enough money. But actually, working in your passion, with your passion, is the greatest thing that can happen. um I I know that one time I was in a store for devices. So you can get a laptop or some, and I just uh, walked to a guy and said, yeah, I need an air conditioner. And he absolutely freaked out. Okay, forward, which room, how much, and he walked down these aisles, and I was walking behind him, and that was before my wheelchair time. And I felt the passion in me from his enjoyment for an air conditioner. I was like, come on. But he freaking loved his job. He loved it. And his passion is when he gave me the right device for the right purpose, and then he's happy. And I'm also happy when I'm on stage and just talking the same shit over and over again, but it's not. I can see the eyes glow up from the persons, from the people in front of me, and they understand some things. They are like shook. Oh, you can not only move your feet. There's so much more. We didn't knew that. You can drive your car. Holy shit! All by yourself? Yeah, I can. And there's so much more. And some people just need to find their passions, to yeah to be happy.
Yeah.
On the end of the day, it's all happiness. We just need to work in front of or towards happiness in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some
I agree. And but the thing is, like, passion takes courage to find it, you know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you gotta try a million and one things. And the a million and
exactly.
second is usually the one that's there. And you're like, I kind of like this, you know? And also kind of having the humility of like, that served a purpose for 2.5 years, but I don't want to do that anymore. And now I have to chuck myself in the deep end again and then go try and find like something else that I care about, you know. And it's just like, yeah, it's going to change, man. Like, because you're going to grow. And that's the point. Like, you're supposed
Yeah.
to change, guys. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, if I was the same person as I was like 5 years ago, I'd be a dickhead, you know, or like
Me too.
5 years before that, you know. It's like,
Yeah,
that's the point, man. We're supposed to evolve. We grow and die. We're organic, which means we're flawed. You know,
but you
we're
need to
going to
be
die.
open. You need to be open for the input all the time. So
Yeah, man.
every day, there common information and friends and details, and you need to be open to listen to that,
Yeah.
to remember and think about it. Just like, could that be something that I would like? And just it's a ride, always up and down, but on the ride, be open to everything and everyone
Mhm.
who's passing, because butterfly effect, you will never know what you can get
Mhm.
all the time.
Yeah, for sure, man. And also have the confidence to be able to discard the ones that aren't kind of relevant to your life, right?
Yeah,
Like, I had a pretty deep conversation recently, and was just like, at the end of the day, I ask for people's perspectives every week, right? And strangers about random things, just anything that kind of comes to mind. I don't plan these things, they're conversations, and I just ask questions I'm interested in, right? But at the same time, like, if something that I'm doing, say for example, work wise, job wise, where I'm going to go to next, whatever, you know, I'll have this circle of people, which are my quote unquote circle of people, the inner circle, right? Whatever you kind of coin the phrase. And for me, people is what makes life worth living. Like, without people, I don't get anything for just my self benefit. Like, I don't get anything from it. It doesn't give anything meaning to me. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna live for these people, right? And
yeah,
they're usually gonna do the same thing because our morals are aligned and whatever. And I was having this conversation and I was like, I'm not gonna go down to Joe Blogs on the street and ask them what their opinion is and their perspective is on what I'm gonna go do. I'm going to ask this inner circle because they are carefully and meticulously placed in there and earned their way in there, and I've earned the way into theirs. And then I'll ask their opinion, right? And I can kind of go from there. But you got to have the confidence and be like, somebody's going to come up to you, no, I think you should do this. It's like, okay, thank you for your opinion, but also go fuck yourself, you know, because I'm going to go do my thing, you know, and
yeah.
that's kind of it, you know, whatever your thing is, go do it. Yeah, okay, don't be too arrogant to shoot down everybody's opinion, because I think different perspectives is a beautiful thing. But you got to
Yeah,
be really, really careful who you listen to, because you can end up spinning those wheels and jumping on a treadmill, and you could run for 2 years on that treadmill, but guess what? You get off and you're in the same spot.
yeah. You need your own perspective, your own opinion, but just be open to others, listen to them, figure out, okay, do I agree with it or don't agree? That doesn't. Oh,
Yeah, don't agree.
don't agree with it. And yeah, and upgrade your opinion.
Fuck yeah,
Leave it on the level, or maybe change it when you're convinced. But it's always a ride. Always.
for
It's
sure,
not
man.
when I would um think the same things and have the same opinions which I had when I were 18, I would be also such a silly dumb boy for real.
Yeah, man.
It's evolving.
Yeah,
Everything
man.
is evolving, and you need to evolve to be the greatest that you can get.
Yeah, man. I think that really hit home for me. Like I left to New Zealand, right? And I spent 3 years there and didn't come home in that time. And the world changed a lot in those 3 years, and
Yeah,
people's lives just fucking spin and do all these things, right? And I'm like, yeah, okay, I might have done a couple things along that way, and achieved maybe a couple things, that I wouldn't have achieved elsewhere. But I came back and I reflect a lot and write a lot and quite self-aware and critical of myself. And I'm like, dude, the thing that's changed the most is you, man. Like the way you think, the way you act, the way you kind of like conduct yourself, and also like able to let things go, like that's the biggest change is you. And a lot of the time growing up, for a long time, I should say, growing up, that really scared me, man. I think most young boys are really scared of change because they don't know what it is, and they're taught to fear the unknown, right? Why? Because it
yeah.
could be aggressive, you know, and that's kind they'd all just go hand in hand. And yeah, I kind of calm down a little bit and be like, you know what? Yeah, okay. Like things are gonna change. Let's crack on and let's try and figure this out.
Change is necessary for
It is,
everyone,
man.
but you just need to focus, be awake, and need to adapt.
Need to adapt, bro.
Yeah,
100%. A rising tide lifts all ships, man. You got to keep rising that tide.
yeah, and don't fall from your surfboard.
Don't fall.
Yeah.
You do make sure you land in the water,
Yeah, not the sand.
not the sand.
Some
Fuck.
sometimes you need to fall to rise up higher.
That's
Yeah.
it, man.
Yeah.
That's it. What is it? The one with the arrow and the bow. You got to pull the arrow back before it shoots forward.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So these, yeah.
But there you go. You can use that one in the next talk. You can have that one for free.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
You'll have to translate it though, brother.
Yeah. Yes, so like translated, it's like du musst den Bogen erst ziehen, bevor du den Pfeil weit schießen kannst.
Wow.
Yeah.
There we go. It sounds pretty cool in German.
Thank you. But it's more like fluent in English. It's like German is like dat dat dat.
Yeah, yeah. It's a bit
Bogen
harsh.
schießen, schießen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Brother, I got three questions.
Okay, let's go.
What's the greatest piece of life advice you've ever received?
Oh yeah, they're deep questions, and let me think. Boah, it's hard. Right now, it's not. Nothing is in my mind right now. Yeah. Oh, okay. In the hospital, it's a crazy story. I need to start differently. My mother is a physical therapist, just like moving your legs or your arms and muscles and something else. And she worked in the same hospital I got into with my injury. 20 years before that, before my accident, she worked there and was pregnant with me, and then stopped working there. And while she were there, she also had a young a young wheelchair girl, and helped there a lot, and helped her a lot, and did some therapy stuff. And 20 years later, I'm also a patient in the very same hospital, and this girl 20 years ago is now a woman, and she's now treating me and showing me all the tips and tricks and advices you need and get for your wheelchair. And she said one thing. We actually had that in our conversation right now, but translated, she just said, you need to keep going. Yes, so du musst weitermachen. That it's in German. You need to keep going, and because when you stand still, you you start to think too much. You get lost in your thinking, and you don't grow. You don't get to know people. You get to know other stuff. You get to know hobbies, or maybe new job opportunities. You keep going in your pace, the roads you want to go. That's all up to you. But one thing is important. You need to keep going, and yeah, that would be the advice from Sabine.
Wow. Say it in German one more time.
Du musst weitermachen.
Nice. Like, I think the point of standing still, you think too much, and it's kind of paralysis by analysis, right? And I think that's so important, you know, like there's times to think and there's times to just do, right? Just
Yeah,
fucking work. Go outside and start digging holes, man. That's kind of it. You know,
yeah,
start doing something. It doesn't matter whether you're plotting
yeah.
and planning, whether you're just working out, whether you're doing something. Like just go do something. Momentum is created by you starting, and you got to start. You got to do something. You know, there's times to sit down and reflect, and I'm
Yeah.
big on it. I write every frigging morning, but at the end of the day, you got to get off of your ass. You got to go do something.
Thinking is important. It's very important, but some people overthink too much. They don't stop thinking. Thinking
That's
is
me.
important for your plan, and then you need to do that plan. You need to follow your plan, and well, and after that you think again, and it's like, yeah, it's a ride, it's a movement.
100%. What's the worst piece of life advice you've ever received?
Oh. Hard questions. The worst. Uh, hmm. um, it's not a it's not a bad advice, but I for me personally I changed that. Maybe it was could be from my parents. Um, because before my accident, I also wanted to start as a comedian and wanted to do like wanted to be an actor, something in that direction, and they never told me you can't do that. They didn't say that, but they advised me to do something that is where I have a safe income, because they're also very worried. Um, and they just want, when they die, they just want to see their kid be healthy,
Yeah.
with no problems relating to money or people or your job. They just wanted to have the insurance that everything is fine. So they said that, just do something that you can get your money, your safe income. But and then I started studying biochemistry. I loved it for real, but I wasn't good at it. I, I I'm very interested in all the chemicals and the atoms and the movement. It's so crazy. Actually, nature is just a big Lego set. crazy. But I wasn't really good at it. I was just interested. And after that accident, I started to be a speaker. I was, I'm like an actor in some videos, and I started to do that thing I wanted to do at the beginning, and I'm loving it. I've found my passion. Now I know what to do, and I'm on the weekends. I sit there and write mails and think about a plan, or think about new stuff I can do. Just do video shoots, write to people, advise people, and takes advice from people. And now I found my passion, and working in your passion is much more nicer than do something just because of the money.
Mm.
In the end of the day, I don't care if I have 1,000 euros in my bank account, or 10,000 or 20,000, and maybe I can't afford a vacation. That's fine, because my work is, I love it. It makes me happy, and sure, it's exhausting sometimes. It's work, sure, but I love it. And to find your passion is much more I ever need. So yeah, it's not like a kind of bad advice. I know why my parents said or gave me that advice, but I'm glad that everything changed in that way, that I can do what I do now.
Mm. Wow. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, it's not like a bad advice. It's like, yeah, never mind.
Oh, definitely. It's, it's you can understand and you can empathize with it, but you're gonna, at the end of the day, you gotta go what's right with you and be like, you know what, like maybe this way is actually better for me.
Yeah,
For me
yeah,
personally, you gotta try and
and
figure that out, and that's awesome.
and only you personally know what you're capable of,
Yeah.
what you can do and what you will do,
Yeah.
and nobody can take this decision for you. But yeah, and in that case, advices could be helpful or not.
For sure, man. For sure. Last question.
Yeah.
What's 3 words you tell your younger self?
2 words. Only 3 words, not a
Mm-hmm.
sentence.
Mm-mm.
Shoot. I have like a limited amount of vocabulary. That's not fair.
I mean, you can you can say the sentence if you want, man. I'll give you a pass.
uh, um, open, be open to everyone and everything. Just make your own thoughts about it, and but just be open. Uh, um, don't give so much on something that others say about you to you. It's simply not worth it. Advice, constructive advice, is very important, but yeah, some of that weren't that helpful. Yeah, and don't panic. Don't panic in your younger ages.
Oh,
Just like, oh, I have to. I don't have. I need to go that way. I don't have a job. I don't get the grades for what I plan to do. Do your best you can. Don't panic. And adapt.
for sure, man. Brother,
Yeah.
thank you so much for doing this, man.
Thank you for the invitation and for the chance to speak English again. Wow, that's that's so long ago. I spoke my last English words actually in the hospital in Chile, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, next time, mate, we need to do it in German. I need to pull my thumb
Yeah.
out. I need to learn a couple more German phrases and not just Scheiße, and then we can do it in German.
Yeah, for sure. Nice.
Brother, thank you.
I'm I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, I'm buzzing.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
I'll
too.
let you know if I'm in Germany. It's only across the pond. I'll jump over, 30
Yeah,
pound return flight. We'll get a beer.
but I'm in the southern um part of Germany.
Sounds great.
So okay.
I like Germany. It's a fucking awesome place, mate.
Text me.
All right,
I love it too.
will do.
Okay.
Spot on, man. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you
Thank you,
very
brother.
much.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.